Environmental problems require legislative powers to enforce rules and guidelines. Additionally, governments need to have the authority to pass laws and regulations that protect the environment. This includes laws that set limits on pollution, as well as laws that require polluters to clean up their messes. For many years, politicians in the United States did not pay much attention to environmental issues. This was partly because environmental problems were seen as being in the distant future, and politicians tend to be more focused on short term issues. However, the environmental movement of the 1960s and 1970s forced politicians to start taking environmental issues seriously. Public pressure from environmental activists helped to convince politicians that they needed to take action on environmental issues. Activists organized protests, lobbied elected officials, and filed lawsuits. They also raised public awareness of the dangers of pollution and environmental degradation. The book Silent Spring by Rachel Carson is credited with launching the modern environmental movement. The book documented the harmful effects of pesticides on the environment, and it helped to convince people that environmental protection was a serious issue. Pesticides are chemicals that are used to kill pests, such as insects and weeds. However, pesticides can also harm wildlife. For example, pesticides can accumulate in the food chain and poison animals. They can also disrupt ecosystems and make it difficult for animals to survive. In the 1960s and 70s, there was a growing grassroots movement to protect the environment. People all over the United States were concerned about pollution, air quality, and other environmental issues. They started local environmental groups and organized protests and lobbied their elected officials. And this also led to the establishment of conservation groups, such as the Sierra Club and the Wilderness Society, that played a major role in the environmental movement. These groups had been working to protect the environment for many years, and they were able to provide leadership and expertise to the movement. This led to such milestones as the Wilderness Act discussed and the Environmental Protection Agency in 1970. Examining the impacts of human activity is essential to inform political action, and in the next section, we will explore the scientific field of industrial ecology.